A House Oversight Committee has inquired regulators and industry executives to demonstrate what they are doing to combat fraud and other consumer scams. Welcome to Crypto Inquiry, where we are dedicated to providing you, the investor, and the crypto curious with factual information and topics. Our goal is to keep you informed to make educated and timely decisions and remove the fog of hidden information. Nothing is meant as financial advice, and always do your own research before investing. Here, we are building a community to help each other stay informed and make the most of our financial gains. Illinois Representative Raja Krishnamurthy, chairman of the Economic and Consumer Policy Subcommittee, raised the topic. He requested more information from the Treasury Department, Securities and Exchange Commission, Commodities Future Trading Commission, and Federal Trade Commission on the stages that they are taking to combat consumer abuse associated with cryptocurrencies. Inquiry letters were also sent to 5 of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges requesting documents on corporate policies concerning the deletion of fake accounts. This action follows the Federal Bureau of Investigation's warning on Monday that criminals are increasingly exploiting threats and risks on certain decentralized finance platforms to hack cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrencies have had a difficult year. There has been extreme volatility, with Bitcoin losing nearly half of its worth and other cryptocurrencies losing even more. One letter to Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen stated that despite these flaws, the federal government has been slow to crack down on cryptocurrency scams and fraud. Established federal rules do not encompass cryptocurrencies comprehensively or obviously in all circumstances. In the weeks ahead, a report on the effects of cryptocurrencies and other digital products on financial markets and illicit finance will be published. The world has evolved and is continually shifting. The information age arrived, and several notions had to be informed in order to avoid being torn down by the new. All around us, paradigm shifts are occurring, and those who do not comprehend this will immediately fall behind. Bitcoin's impact on the world has been and will proceed to be more than just monetary. Anyone who does not keep up with new patterns will be left behind. In this sense, we have identified 7 energy market trends to assist you in anticipating what is on the horizon and approaching it quickly. The change to renewable energy has managed to reach a fork in the road. This industry will become more efficient as time passes. Wind and solar energy are already the most cost-effective and effective ways of harnessing power in appropriate locations. This trend will accelerate as public pressure for a cleaner energy matrix grows, as will investment in research. Another concern is that the invasion of Ukraine and its aftermath will have harmed public perception of fossil fuels as reliable sources of energy. While renewable energy can typically be generated at or near responsible supply, oil and natural gas are dependent on major global producers, have a complicated supply chain, and are more impacted by geopolitics. Natural gas is the only fossil source of energy that is likely to remain competitive as a method of generation in the medium term. Hydroelectricity accounts for a sizable portion of Brazil's energy production. Furthermore, the country has several reservoirs that are essentially flat surfaces, and because Brazil is a tropical country, has a high percentage of sunlight. These reservoirs will be utilized as solar generation parks in the future and will be incorporated into the hydroelectric substation, allowing the integration and transmission of the energy generated to the electrical grid. Wind turbines will be managed to install in windy areas, increasing the enterprise's use. This logic applies not only to Brazil, but any nation where wind and solar energy can coexist. There was no dispersed energy generation available until the start of the last decade. Since then, this method of generation has grown at an exponential rate. This trend will remain for a long time because the penetration of this generation is still in its early stages. Individual consumers will have the option to download their own solar panels on the roofs of their homes in the future. Or they will be capable of joining small cooperatives, including condominiums or clubs, and building small generators for electricity. Humanity invented a technology in 2009 that enabled the monetization of stranded energy. What is the name of that innovation? Mining for Bitcoin. This process has made it possible to transform energy into money in terms of where the energy is located. Flaring, or the burning of natural gas related to oil exploration, is a prime example of this stranded power monetization process. The majority of the surplus gas is currently flared, as it is not financially sustainable to use it. This scenario has changed with Bitcoin mining, and there is a strong likelihood that this gas will be used to power Bitcoin mining operations. As a result, squandered gas becomes monetizable. Exxon beginning a pilot Bitcoin mining project in 2021 is an instance of this logic. This could be applied to any additional form of minimally obtainable stranded energy, such as biogas and power from dumps and landfills. Electrical grids are presently designed to produce enough energy to satisfy peak demand. However, there is no feasible way to store this energy, so it sits idle most of the time the demand is low. Bitcoin mining allows for the development of massive networks as a means of monetizing excess energy. These networks will not have to be rooted in calculations focused on preventing waste and targeting peak demand, which always carries the risk of miscalculation and shutdowns. As a result of this logic, the price of energy will fall significantly because there will be no need to pay the final consumer for the manufacturing of surplus energy. We currently believe in Bitcoin mining and energy as separate industries, but they will combine in the future. The features of Bitcoin mining end up making this activity appealing to the energy sector, which is visible in its early stages. According to the logic presented in the preceding item, power sources will use Bitcoin mining to commercialize their idle power. The implications of the presence of a technology that allows for the monetization of idle and stranded energy are far-reaching. Currently, humans are unable to utilize a substantial portion of the energy they generate due to the inability to transport and store this energy. This logic will be overturned thanks to Bitcoin mining. Numerous remote energy sources will become financially sustainable. Here are two concrete examples. Deserts have a high potential for solar energy generation, and volcanic islands have a high potential for geothermal energy generation. The lack of a consumer market close to these places prevented humanity from making use of these energy sources. This dynamic has shifted with the development of equipment that allows for the monetization of idle energy. This also implies that increased demand for solar panels, wind turbines, and other materials used in energy generation will spur more research and development in the sector, lowering the cost of this equipment. Exchange of cryptocurrencies, Crypto.com, accidentally deposited $10.5 million into a woman's bank account whenever the framework was only designed to refund her $100. In Australia, a Melbourne woman earned the massive payment, and Crypto.com discovered its error several months later. Victorian Supreme Court Judge James Elliott, in a ruling, stated extraordinarily that the plaintiff supposedly did not realize this serious flaw till some 7 months later in late December 2021. The crypto giant is suing the woman, the money ogari Manivela, for its cashback. The only issue is that some of the money has already been expended. Manivela was using $1.3 million of the funds to acquire a 5-bedroom home in Craigieburn, Australia, for her sister Thiligavarli Gangadori. Crypto.com has since filed a lawsuit against both sisters. In the case of the home, the Victoria Supreme Court has already ruled in favor of Crypto.com, ordering Manivela to sell the property and return the proceeds to the company. Crypto.com solicitors were unable to contact Manivela's sister in order to provide her with the account freeze orders. The court then granted Crypto.com a default judgment, requesting the sister return the money plus $27,369.64 in interest and costs. Other legal proceedings concerning the situation are set to resume, according to the report. That's a wrap for this video. Let us know in the comments below if you think the House's efforts to curb crypto fraud will work. If you enjoyed this video, give this a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos like these. See you next time.